If you try to sell a truck that was dirty, had engine problems, and had terrible photos, would you blame the marketing when it didn't sell? That sounds obvious with the truck, but realtors make the same mistake with homes all the time. They launch before the home is ready and then wonder why buyers are not responding. And stay with me until the end because I'm gonna give you a free seller prep guide that you can use to help get your clients and their homes ready before media day. Something a realtor told me recently completely changed the way I think about launching a listing. I was interviewing Cole for my podcast. If you haven't checked that out, go listen to that and then come back. But he said the first 3 to 5 showings may be some of the most interested buyers that a home will ever get. When you stop to think about it, that makes a lot of sense. Those buyers have already been watching the market. They know which neighborhood they want, they know their price range, and they probably know how many bedrooms. Some of them may have been waiting months for the right home to come up. They probably have alerts turned on, so the moment your listing went live, it showed up on their phone. You may not be showing that home to a random person who's just casually scrolling. You could be showing it to the exact buyer who has been waiting for that property. That is why the first impression matters so much. Think back to the truck. Let's say somebody has been looking for that exact truck for months. It's the right year, it's the right model, close to the right price. Then your truck finally pops up, but it's covered in dirt. Inside's a mess, the engine has a problem, and the pictures make it look like no one has ever taken care of it. That buyer may never call. You could clean it the next day, repair the engine, replace the photos, but there's no promise that person will ever come back and look again. They already formed an opinion. The same thing happens with homes. A buyer gets an alert, opens a listing, starts looking through the photos. The home may actually be a great fit, but the way it's presented does not make that clear. The counters are covered, the rooms feel crowded, repairs are unfinished, or important parts of the property are not shown well. That buyer is not gonna think, I should come back tomorrow and see if they update this. They are probably gonna move on. That's why getting a listing online quickly is not always the same as launching it well. Now I understand why agents feel the pressure to move fast, and sometimes you're forced to do it fast, but you still need to take the time to take care of all these things. The seller's excited, they want the sign in the yard, they wanna see their home online. Everyone wants to feel like progress is made. But speed only helps when the listing is actually ready. Otherwise, you may be putting the home in front of the strongest buyers before it has a chance to make it to the right person. This is also why the listing starts way before the photographer arrives. Professional photos matter, but photos are not magic. I can work some magic in Photoshop, but I cannot work miracles. If a room is packed from wall to wall, there's no camera angle that suddenly makes all of that disappear. If repairs are unfinished or every counter is covered, those things are still gonna affect how the home feels. The media can help show a property at its best, but the home has to be prepared first. This is where your job becomes really important. A strong agent is not the person who puts the home into MLS. They help the seller understand what buyers are going to see. Sellers naturally look at their homes through the years of memories. They see a living room where the family spent their Christmases together. They see the kitchen they have used every single day for the last 10 years. They may not even notice some of the clutter or small repairs anymore because those things have become normal to them. A buyer sees the home with fresh eyes. They're trying to picture their furniture in the room. They're looking at how much work the home may need. They notice the crowded counters, the damaged trim, or the cabinet that does not close correctly. That does not mean the seller has a bad home. It simply means the seller and buyer are looking at from 2 very different viewpoints. A good agent helps close that gap before that listing goes live. That may mean having an honest conversation about decluttering, repairs, curb appeal, even pricing, and what that seller needs to do before media day. Those conversations are not always easy, but they are much easier before the launch than after the home has been sitting and buyers have already started giving negative feedback. This also connects to another struggle I hear from realtors all the time. Many agents say they do not know whether their marketing is actually working. They post the listing, they create the reel, they share it on Facebook, they hold an open house, sometimes they even pay to boost a post, which I don't recommend. Then they look at the numbers and they still do not know what any of it actually accomplished. The problem is that marketing cannot solve a home that was not ready to begin with. If the truck has engine problems, Posting it 10 more times does not repair the engine. It just puts the same problem in front of more people. The same thing happens with a listing. If buyers are seeing the home but not scheduling showings, something about the price, condition, or presentation may be stopping them. If plenty of buyers are scheduling showings but no one's making an offer, the marketing may have already done its job. It got people through the door. At that point, the problem may be what the buyers found once they arrived to the home. That's why more marketing is not always the answer. Sometimes you need to take a step back and ask what the market is actually telling you. Are buyers not seeing the home? Are they seeing it but losing interest? Are they touring it and deciding that the condition or price does not match the value? Those are different problems and they each need a different solution. The best way to avoid many of those problems is to get the listing right from the start. Before the home goes live, the seller should understand the plan. Repairs should have been handled, the clutter should have been reduced, the price should make sense, the media should be complete. Then, when that serious buyer gets the alert, the listing gives them a reason to stop, look, and schedule that showing. Because the first 3 to 5 people who walk through that home may not just be early traffic. They may be the most interested buyers you're ever gonna get. So do not treat the first week like a practice round. Do not launch the home while you're still trying to build a plan. Get everything ready before the strongest buyers are watching. And to make that process easier, like I said at the beginning, I created a free seller prep guide that you can give to your clients before media day. It walks them through the main things they should handle so the home is ready for photos, showings, and the launch. You can grab it using the link below, because once that right buyer scrolls past, you may not get another chance to make that first impression.